Well, if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
Welcome to Morons Mince Movies. I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow moron, Ublester Peñalosa II, and Akam. He's not here because he's crafting some mines. Arturo. That's
I would
right.
like to join him very much.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yes.
And we're going to craft some mines by talking about Minecraft.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
yes. Are you excited, Noel?
Are you excited as I am?
He has not
Because
watched it.
I want to tell you all something. I am fucking obsessed with. I don't know if it came through in my own episode or if you guys even watched it, but Minecraft for me and my family right now is just, it's injected straight
Really?
into all of our veins. We've gone through rehab multiple times. We've tried halfway homes and it doesn't work. We just keep going back to the mining. What can I say? The kids love the mining, man.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I've never played the game.
Oh, you're missing out.
I
Noel doesn't know what he's talking about. You're missing out.
I never understood the appeal. To me, when I first saw like the first Minecraft thing, and I was like, "This is it. This looks like some 80s Nintendo video game. It's extremely pixelated." And like, what the fuck is appealing about this? Like, if you want to play a pixelated game, go play the
Mario Brothers,
the Nintendo. Go play the original Nintendo.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I never really understood it. But my kids have played
They
it.
play it?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
there are
my
kids
oldest.
with
so
culture,
yeah, I guess
Word.
whatever.
class.
Word.
And and they wanted to go see it, so we went to see it with the family and everything like that. I was not too excited about it, but yeah, what did you think about the movie?
Oh man, if it hasn't come through already,
You loved it?
listen. I have my honest critique on this movie, which, as an adult who is logical and can see faults and errors, I have those. But personally, my experience with this movie, I fucking loved it. We
You
sing
cried?
the songs. No, I didn't cry. We sing the songs. We sang the Steve's Lava Chicken song multiple times.
Oh, really?
We were. I don't know about your crowd. Yes, it's my workout. It just added immediately to my workout list, man. I don't know what your theater experience was like. I'm eager to hear yours, but ours was just fucking cheering. It was mayhem. The kids were losing their minds, man. It was fucking
Really?
wild. Yeah, man. There's
all right.
At one point, a 10-year-old crowd surfed from row E
Is that
all
true?
the way down.
That would
to
be
row
awesome
A.
if it's
yeah,
true.
No, dude, they're throwing popcorn at him, yelling fucking chicken jockey. It was wild, dude. It was a fucking crazy experience.
Is this true?
None of that is exaggerated at all.
Really?
Legit, real story. The mom had to go down looking
No
for
way.
him.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
God damn it! I wish
Look it
that would
up.
have happened on my theater. My theater was pretty, not.
Oh, really?
Not exciting at all.
Oh.
It was packed. It was a packed
Yeah.
theater, and
Yeah.
I was surprised at how quiet it was. But here's
Wow.
my thing. All right, I thought this movie was kind of bad.
No, it was.
I'll start with the positives. I think Jack Black and Jason Momoa are fucking fantastic in this. They are doing a great movie. The rest of the cast is doing a shitty movie.
Yeah.
It's too bad that the rest of the cast in this movie exists
What are
because
your honest opinions?
there's some bad acting from the other three main characters. The kid, the sister who's from Wednesday. I don't know their
I
names.
didn't know that.
And the other actress who I am sorry to say, but she was a token black character. I am so sorry to say this.
Danielle Brooks?
Danielle Brooks.
That is-
her existence in
His-
this movie. It was completely unnecessary.
It fit the equation. I
Completely
agree.
unnecessary. Like, what was she was just there to just comment on things that were happening? Well, isn't that crazy or some other thing?
I think
that's
a lot of those.
commenters-
So
It
was the
so-
sister.
it was-
She didn't
the
really have
sister-
to be there.
the sister at
Momoa
least-
didn't have to be there either.
No, Momoa is an important character of the movie.
How?
He's one of the main characters. It's about Steve and Jason Momoa.
Garrett.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you.
But you could have replaced or even taken out all of that, and it would not have really affected the film. Just like you could with all the other.
If you would have taken Jason Momoa's character out of it, it would have been even worse. I mean,
I would-
he was one of the funnier. Jack Black and Jason Momoa. I'm telling you, they understood the assignment.
Yeah.
They were there. This is not a serious movie. We're going all out. It's just super fucking ridiculous. Jason
Yeah.
Momoa's Garrett character I loved is like this 80s loser who's like still living, you know, his
dream.
his days from when he was a great video
glory-
game player
glory
from this
days.
like Street Fighter game
Yeah,
sort of
one
thing.
game, one
yeah,
game.
one game. He
One
was the
game.
champion for one game, and
Yeah.
he's been living that, and he owns this like nostalgia video game store. His story is
Struggling.
great,
Yeah.
fantastic. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Wow.
Jack Black as Steve, I thought he played it the way it
Jack
should have been
Black
played.
always
Just
brings it.
completely
Always
ridiculous.
brings it. Yeah.
Like it
He's
didn't.
the
It didn't
only
even.
person that
It
could
didn't
have
even
played Steve.
matter that he was like, because the thing is like his bad acting isn't bad because he's intentionally
How
being
dare you.
bad on purpose because he's trying to be funny.
Disrespect right now that I am hearing coming out
I'm
of
just
your
sorry.
mouth hole is appalling.
And
Jack
here's the thing-
Black is a fucking legend. We are happy to live in a time
He is.
where we
And
get
here's
to
the
see
thing-
him make movies and sing songs, which he does in this movie.
I know that Danielle Brooks is a great actress. She's a great actress, but this story, this screenplay is so bad.
But now-
The dialogue is so bad. It doesn't matter how good of an actress you are. Like you could,
Yeah,
that
they had
character
very little
was
to
a
work with.
complete and utter like unnecessary character. Just needed to be this. Honestly, I feel like they just looked at the cast and were like, "There's too many white people on here, and Jason Momoa is not dark enough." We need to get. I
channeling
know
your
this is
thoughts very
controversial.
much. No,
this is
not at all.
controversial, but this is
No,
exactly how I
not-
felt. This is exactly
Unfortunately-
how I felt. God damn it.
Unfortunately, not in today's day. So, yeah, no, you speak your mind, Sam. I see where you're coming from. I feel like the creators of this movie, and listen, again, I don't want to focus too much on my own personal experience with this video game, but it's been as of late. We bought this game for our child back when he was like 6, and he played it, and both me and my wife, who have experience with video games, were like, what the fuck is this? To your point, we were used to video games where there was a point, and this one, you just started, and you're out in the fucking wild. And they're like, okay, go. And you're like, what the fuck do I do? So our kid was looking at us for guidance, and we were looking at each other like, what the fuck? Eventually, he lost interest, as did we. And then now he's older. Now the kids are talking about it at school. Now there's fucking backpacks.
Now
and
he wants to
there's
craft some
t-shirts.
minds.
Now he wants to get back into it. So we said, okay, let's do more research on this. We looked up a quick YouTube video. Fucking flash forward to a few months. This fucking child is now building these elaborate fucking buildings and rivers and shit that I don't know what the fuck it means. Eventually, he gets me into it. And this is now where it just goes down fucking hill fast. I
But
mean,
you're talking about the video game.
Yeah,
which,
well, this
the
is where I
video
wanna
game
get
might
to.
be great and everything like that. And I think the movie does a good job of sort of expressing the whole of like the creativity
part
of
it.
the video
Yes,
game.
and that's what I wanted to get on.
And all of that is fine and
Okay.
whatnot.
I'm
but
glad.
I mean, the story as a whole. So the story is about Steve, who, as a little kid, always wanted to be in the mines and
Earned for
and
the mines.
Yeah, he earned for the mines. And then but he was too young, and the adults would chase him away. And then like he got into adult, and he finally decided to mine some crafts, and he got a an orb, which is actually
well,
a
he
cube.
went to work in the real. He dabbled in the
In the real mines.
in the real world. He worked an office job, and a lot of. So the director of this movie, I hear, is the same person that did Nacho Libre.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
I see a lot of that come through in those scenes where he's in the
Jared
office.
Hess.
It's
Thank
very
you, man.
mundane, very like oddball, middle of nowhere type places.
And there's some great comedy. I mean, Nacho Libre is a great comedy, and there's some
It
good
is.
comedy in this.
Yeah.
And it's mostly Jason Momoa's character and Jack Black's character, Steve and Garrett.
They are the
who are the comedy, and it's great. Every time they're on screen, especially when they're flying and they're
Yeah,
doing
they
a
have to do the
69,
69,
they're doing a
man.
69, and he tightens, and the Garrett tightens his ass,
I had to
and
tighten
it's
my
like you
abs,
have to
yeah.
be tighter.
I respect you for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That scene was great. I'm not gonna lie, man. There were some very
And there's some
comedic
good
moments.
jokes. There's some good adult jokes. And in the
Yeah.
theater, which was surprisingly quiet for me, I was laughing out loud
Oh, man.
at some of these jokes that were like from the 80s nostalgia jokes
Sam.
and things like that. But holy crap, the story just falls
Yes,
apart.
absolutely, it does.
completely.
Oh yeah.
It just becomes a complete
Yep,
and utter mess. Yes, it's a complete and utter mess.
Yes,
and not
it
in a
is.
good way. Not in a good
No.
way where it's like funny. It's just like it gets laborious.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like, you know.
Now,
and-
listen. I think that your perspective is very important right now because there needs to be that balance.
Yeah,
There
because you're a
needs to be that-
Minecraft lover.
I'm someone who is familiar with the game and shit that goes on behind the scenes, which is there was a scene, I don't know, your movie theater. It's so unfortunate that you had the movie going experience.
Nobody
that you
was,
had.
was
Dude,
crowd
I
surfing.
kid you not, man. I had kids cheering. So there was at one point a scene where a pig walks on screen and he's wearing a crown. And my theater fucking lost it, right? They're like, yeah, there it is. Wow! And I had to go to my 7-year-old son and say, hey, real quick, what was that about? Who was that? And he was like, Papa, that's Technoblade, the famous YouTuber who played Minecraft and got famous and then got cancer and died. And they're doing an homage to him by including his image, which was the face of a pig wearing a crown. Mm-hmm. That was his thumbnail. So they did that as an homage to him, like, hey, we're including him because we understand that he was huge to Minecraft and his YouTube videos and he had millions of followers. I was like, oh, cool. Thank you for explaining that to me, 7-year-old. And I had to do that about 3 or 4 more times throughout the rest of this movie because our
Was
movie
he
theater,
like, shut up, Dad, I'm trying to watch the fucking
Yeah.
movie. It's like, God
Moses,
damn
I
it.
shit you not.
Mostly it's the other way around.
I
was like,
shit you
God
not,
damn it.
Moses was on the edge of his seat. He reclined his seat and he was on the edge of it, sitting down watching the fucking movie.
Oh, my
For the
kids loved it. My
Yeah.
kids loved it. I'm talking about like as a movie. It's kind of shite. it's kind of
Look bad.
Hey, the budget was 150 million.
Yes.
Oh, and it did like 160
exceeded.
million in the first weekend or something. Yeah, it's
And it was
Exceeded.
bad.
Yeah.
yeah because it's a franchise movie. I mean, it's an
Yeah.
IP. It's a recognized IP. People are gonna watch it. There's stuff to like in here. So, like I said,
Thank
the
you.
positives. I think
It looked beautifully.
I think the visuals are fine. Everything, the visuals, there's nothing. But I mean, the story is bad, really, and it's a mess. And like I said, Steve and Garrett are the better characters, but the other characters are just so. I just
They're
didn't
there.
care.
Forgettable.
They're
Forgettable.
there.
I didn't care
they're
about the
there.
kid.
Yeah.
I didn't care about the sister. They barely really
Yep.
even developed the relationship, the brother-sister relationship.
Yeah.
Again, Daniel Brooks' character is just kind of thrown in there.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make sense. And yeah, I mean, it's just a bad story, but
You are not
was
wrong in
saved
that.
by the comedy
yeah.
of Garrett and
The
Steve.
comedy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely. Look, I agree with you, man. In fact, I'm gonna say that this movie could have been a movie just focusing on the character of Steve. How, as a child, he yearned for the mines.
Yeah, and
how
how-
he went through real life, and there was maybe hints about him being super creative and wanting to do things, but the real life world never allowed him to. And towards maybe the second act, end of second act, he finds the overworld and he accesses it, and he realizes that this is beautiful, and that could have been the entire movie.
Yeah. Actually, the
But they
whole
didn't go in that
whole
direction.
basic intro is that.
Yeah, that happened in the first maybe
in
15
the first
minutes.
15 minutes where
Yeah.
there's like exposition,
Yep.
basically explaining, I
Yeah.
am Steve, and this is how
Yeah.
I grew up, and this is how I got there, and now
Yep.
and there's these pigs, and
found
there's
this
another
rock.
world.
I found
and
this orb, even though it's a cube.
yeah.
It's an orb, and I put the two together, and it opened up this door.
Oh my God! Thank you, Noah, for putting up that
Yeah,
the
that
whole
scene.
the whole like
Villager.
side plot
With
of
the
the
villager.
villager and
Yeah.
what's her name,
The principal.
the actress. Oh God, the MILF from American Pie, Jennifer Coolidge. Thank you, Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge.
I love her as an actress, and there were some very funny moments in,
Yeah.
in that side plot, but
Yeah.
completely unnecessary.
Completely.
It was like you were in
But
the
see-
main story, and then all of a sudden it would just cut to them, and then they're just having some random conversation
Yeah.
at dinner
Over dinner.
and she's
No
just
one else
talking
is
about
batting
how
an eye?
yeah
No one else is like
It's like, this
speaking
is-
up about this man who has either elephantitis or is not a real being. What is going on in this universe?
It's like,
But I guess that's just the world you live in. I do like that at the end of this movie, they chose his voice to be. It's going to show up on screen in just a few seconds. I don't even think it's going to show up on screen because you probably know him from like
Fight of the
he's-
Concords.
No, not Jermaine Clement. I love them, but he's also
Oh, he's
in
one
that
of the
same-
he's
from the vampire show, What We Do in the Shadows. Anyway, the guy who ends up being the voice of the villager at the end.
No idea.
You have no idea. You have to look him
This
up.
is why we need
outside of
Arturo.
this.
This is why we need you. He's the guy who would
He
come
would
up
have
with
been
this
able to
shit.
figure it out. Just put voice of villager or some shit like that, like Matt Rhymes or Matt Stiller, Ben Stiller.
Noel,
that's not
Noel's looking at you like, what the fuck are you
What-
talking about?
What do I even look up?
Didn't we talked about you? We talked about this.
I know.
We talked about this.
I specifically said before this episode, I'm gonna refrain from doing things like this. But now here we are.
And here
Look up
we wasted 2 to 3 minutes just trying to figure out who the voice.
The
of the guy
villager
is
side
at the-
story. The funny thing about the villager is that in the video game, these people are just wandering around what you're building.
Yeah,
and they might
aimlessly.
wander into your village, into your house, and they're just looking at you like, what, like the way it does. Yeah. Yes. See, that's okay. So that's what I enjoyed a lot about this movie is seeing the things that I'm familiar with on the video game on the big screen, and I feel like that is why they ignored a lot of the story elements to bring it all the way back around. Because
Yeah.
I do agree there was a lot of plot holes in this. Side missions that didn't have to be side missions. What was the whole thing about them trying to find diamonds for a garbage man?
No, it was for Garrett because he needed money to
But
save
what was
his
he
store.
going to do? And then what ended up? He never ended up getting the diamonds.
It
though.
didn't matter because in the end he learned his
Friendship.
lesson of like
He learned that money
friendship
is
is
in the
more
power of
important
friendship.
than
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree that.
and friendship was what saved the store because they all came back to the real world and they saved the store in the end and all that
also
stuff.
not really explained.
And then they just decided to start singing songs for no reason. The whole Jack Black singing songs, look, he did a great job with Super
love
Mario
it.
Brothers and everything like that.
Yeah.
And when he first does it with the lava chickens, I thought it was funny, but then it became
Chicken.
excessive. It was like
Dennis
he's singing
was a nice
another
one.
song.
That ode to Dennis
Yeah,
was a good one. The
I
other ones I
guess.
didn't really think about too much, but
Yeah,
he
I
does have
guess.
some good songs. He does do the typical Jack Black needs to sing a song.
Yeah,
I'm
but it's
sure
just-
that's-
I feel like that's on his contract now. Like if he does a
After
movie,
Mario
like, I
Brothers,
have to
yeah.
sing a song.
Listen, it works. The kids dig the Jack Black singing, so why not, man? Let it ride. I will say that I did like at the end. There was this whole subplot, or not subplot, but the main enemy in this movie was
Oh, the piglets. Yeah.
which is a real thing in Minecraft. You go underground, or no, you have to build a portal using specific elements. Flint and steel, which is a very frequently referred to recipe in this movie. But you have to put together the elements to create this portal. And then you go down to the netherworld and you find these piglets who are obsessed with gold. I like the exchange at the end where that sorcerer girl witch was defeated. And
Oh,
she's like,
yes.
wait, come here. I need to tell you something.
Do
And
you
he's
have
like,
a knife?
Do you
Are
have a
gonna
small
have a
knife? Are you going to try to stab
No,
me? She's like,
no.
never.
No.
I just have something to tell you. And he would get
It's
close
like-
and he's like, eh.
he would slap
and
it
he'd
off.
just slap it out. And
That
she's
was
like,
good.
I like that.
I like that. That was.
They
and
had
then
a few of those moments.
it was good
where I
because
can say,
she kept going with it. It was like she did it like 3 different times.
She did it like 3. Now for reals now. I do it. And she
Now
threw
for
it at
reals,
the
like,
end. Sneak attack. I had myself laughing at that. But
See that all that stuff was good. Like there was some good comedy in here.
There was
which
potential for more.
which doesn't make with by great at the end is not going to be as bad as you think it is because I'm talking a lot of shit on it.
I'm already thinking like
But
in the
half
low
of the movie
Ds.
was shit. Half of the movie was great because of the comedy and the ridiculousness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just.
Did it make
man,
you want to play Minecraft? Did you walk
No.
out of this movie saying,
No.
I need to look into this video game? And
My
mine"?
kids did. My kids went right ahead and they started playing, but I was just
Oh
like,
man, if they need any points, any
because I
tips-
knew it doesn't look anything like this. The movie is much better graphics than the Minecraft.
It's on there though. It's in the same level. You have the cubes and you have the lava and the water all looks the same. It's very accurate to
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Any other thoughts, Huble?
Oh man, I can go on for fucking hours.
Go for it.
if you'll
Go
allow me
on.
to.
Go on.
Okay.
I feel
But
like
see,
I've
the
been talking
thing
a lot
is
of
that
shit.
now- so at the end of this movie, there are 2 after credit scenes. One of
One
which
with Jennifer Coolidge saying
where-
of like getting married with the
Yes,
villager, and the villager
and
talks.
that's where he starts to talk.
The
and that's
teacher
where
comes in, and
voice
yeah.
So, but the very last one is really not for the non-Minecraft player. Jack Black, who at the end of the movie decides to leave the overworld and take a second stab at the real world. He he gets inspired by these four
Friends of his,
friends, and he decides to also leave the overworld and try, which I feel like is maybe a subtle message to all these adults out there that are really like into
stuck
this
in the
game,
Minecraft to get out of it.
stuck in the Minecraft and maybe avoid responsibilities to play this video game at night, which is not wrong if you do that. I'm just saying that out loud, but maybe like a subtle like, hey, maybe it's time to leave the overworld and be part of the real world.
What the hell happens at the end? Because I didn't stay
at the
past
end
the
is
credits.
he goes back to his house, and in this Minecraft universe, the video game universe, there are two main players you can play as. There's Steve, the male, and then there's Alex, the female.
Oh.
And she has a very
Similar
notable
outfit?
green sweater and orange red hair, and he goes to his old house where he used to live, and he's like, hey, sorry, I used to live here, and I just wanted to see if maybe any of my old stuff is around or something along those lines. And you only get the back angle. You don't see a face, and I feel like they're leaving that to see who they cast. But she's like, oh, absolutely, come right in. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Alex. And then that's where it ends. Scene, rage applause from my movie theater. All the kids. Rah, woo! I shit you not, Sam. That's the crowd surfing part. Maybe just a slight exaggeration.
That was the only part that I believed.
Oh no, the mosh pit. The mosh pit was real.
Nice.
The mosh pit happened towards the end. But
damn it, I went to the
my
wrong
movie
theater.
I shit you not. And if you
Never should have gone to theater in Irvine.
If you do it, yeah, that was your first mistake. If
You went to
do
the
a
block,
quick-
didn't you?
No, God no. I went to Fullerton. But if you look at YouTube videos, you will see definitely a lot of videos of just people losing their shit.
Really?
And it's because it was the memes of it's chicken jockey. That's a huge meme in the Minecraft world. So when
Really?
they see it referenced in the movie theater, they lose their shit and they're applauding and they're cheering. And I feel like it didn't annoy me as much as I thought it would have annoyed me. I don't know how you would have felt about it, but
I think it would have
enjoyed
enhanced the experience.
It did. It made you feel part of something. That
Yeah,
you
I
didn't
remember
really
when I watched
understand.
South Park when it first came out. The
Oh,
movie.
yeah?
Yeah, the movie, that was like one of the most rowdiest theaters I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It was like people were clapping
Yeah,
when they would
that's
sing the song. They would start singing along with it and shit. And it was actually a really great atmosphere.
Experience. Yeah, that's exactly what my experience was like for this movie. I do hear that some movie theaters maybe took it a bit too far. But
they actually did crowd surf?
that. No, they actually took a live chicken into the movie theater so that when they said chicken jockey, they released it into the movie theater. They had to shut the whole thing down. It's fucking crazy. Yeah.
Interesting.
But my experience was fun, and that was the end credit scene. So the reason why I want to keep talking is because if they do make a part 2 about this movie, there are other things they can. They will.
Yeah.
With the amount of money that it made, it surpassed Mario Brothers. Did you know that?
For the first
the
weekend?
opening weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking wild. It's crazy. And Barbie, I think, too.
Yeah.
What
it
a
was,
world
it was
we
like
live in.
huge opening. It exceeded expectations.
By a lot.
Yeah.
But if they do decide to go with the part 2, then they have a lot more to go with because there's this thing called the Elder Dragon, which is something that it's how you eventually pass this game. There is an end point to this game, which is you mine enough deep. Let's pretend you are the dwarves living in Middle Earth.
You're not supposed to
And
reference Lord of the Rings. That
goddammit,
pisses
that's
off.
right. Fuck,
that
that's
pisses
all right.
off our producer.
Okay, let's pretend then there's a mine called Warrior. So you're in the mines of Warrior, and you're warned: do not keep mining because eventually you will reach these depths that only the darkest of the dark delve down there. And because of your greed, you keep mining all of this video game, and eventually you hit the Netherworld, which is then there's these dragons, these Nether dragons that you have to defeat. But if you're so this is part of the video game again. If you're playing as a survivor mode, you start off with nothing. You have to mine for
Everybody is
things.
nerding out here.
You have to mine for things. So you start off with the easiest thing, which is dirt. You build a house, then you develop enough tools to where you can start mining deeper things, or you could diamonds, gold, iron.
Yes,
and you build weapons with those
Get to
things.
the goddamn point. When do we get to the dragons?
I feel like part 2 will be Steve with Alex
Fighting
and
the
their old
dragons.
team going on an adventure to defeat the dragon that is now causing havoc in the overworld. I'm calling it right now. Timestamp this video if you're watching, because in 2 to 3 years when they announce part 2, I will eat my hat I will. Where's my hat, Sam?
You've already
Give me
eaten
my
it a
hat.
couple times.
Hold on.
I will
Alright.
eat my hat if part 2 is not about that. That's all I have to say. I'm sorry.
All right, good. All right, well, hopefully they give something more to do to the other characters.
We're gonna grade it.
Yeah, let's grade it. Should I go first?
I give it a D. I give it a D. This movie just could have been a lot better. I give it a D.
No,
No, that's not my grade.
like I said, I think Jack Black and Jason Momoa are the best parts of the movie, and I think they save it from being a complete catastrophe. But like I said, it's like it feels like they're in another movie while the rest of the characters are in a different movie, and it doesn't really gel right, and the story is a complete mess. It just it's
everywhere.
yeah, and not in a good way, and it jumps from one thing to another, and it's just a complete I in the end, I'm gonna give it a C plus. C plus.
Passing grade. Look at that.
Yeah, I guess. But
Damn.
that's kind of bad for me though. That's on the negative side. But yeah, C plus. C plus. It's because I'm feeling nice. Feeling nice.
Your kids enjoyed it.
The kids enjoyed it, and they're like I said, there's some good comedy. You know, I really liked the pig that was kind of flamboyant, but he was also evil.
Yeah.
I liked him. He was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
But then he
always
gets
liked that.
killed off. Sadly, I felt really
Yeah.
bad for him. So bad.
Yeah, listen.
But anyways, that's it. Go for it. What do
I
you
don't
got?
feel like everyone here is going to be surprised by this, but I give the Minecraft movie an A minus.
All right, sounds good.
An A minus. Because, again, a lot of that, I will have to add, a lot of that A minus is my own personal
Your
experience.
nostalgia?
My own nostalgia, what I'm going through right now, just what I'm... That's it. If I had no familiarity with Minecraft, if 1 year ago me would have watched this, I probably would have been along that same line, maybe even lower. But it is what it is. I'm familiar with, and I think that's what they were banking on. They were basically just...
Banking on the fan service. Yeah.
This game's been around for like fucking 10, 15 years? No, more.
And I never played it. Have you played it, Noah?
As a video game lover, I've never understood this game.
It is digital Legos. So there are two. Oh, now you got me going again. There are two ways you can play this game.
Survival and creative.
Survivor and creative. Creative is just digital Legos, dude. I can show you my creative world. I'll send you a link.
2009.
2009 is when this game came out.
Dang.
Jesus Christ. Fuck. So I'll send you the link, but I have a creative world where I have rebuilt.
Don't send me the link.
I'll send it to you too. I built the Simpsons house, the Quickie Mart, Springfield Elementary.
You built the
Doctor Who's
Quickie Mart?
TARDIS.
Don't
yeah.
want to think less of you. Don't send it to me.
Okay. I'll send you pictures of it then. I'll send you pictures of it. Listen, you follow a specific instruction list of how many blocks to put in what kind of color. And because it's creative, you start off with everything already. You don't have to go mine for that shit. You just start off in a very flat world if you want, and you start off with everything, or every color of every element of everything. So the instruction video will be like, okay, put 15 fucking terracotta burgundy blocks in a row, north to south. And you do that. And then it tells you, okay, now proceed by placing 17 terracotta blue blocks from right to left. And you do that, and then by the end of it, 18 hours later,
You kill yourself.
you have inside of the Simpsons house. Well, what's the better way to go?
That sounds like a great game. All right, well, tell us what you thought of the Minecraft. Do you agree with Uble, or do you agree with me, or you just haven't seen it like Noel?
Probably a lot of you.
Either way, comment, and please like and subscribe. And as always, have a dark night.
You guys want to hear more about Minecraft?